Hi everybody, just a few thoughts, comments from sort of my perspective on sort of recent developments. In this corner of the little world of questioning wrongful convictions. As I say, what's happened recently, what we've discovered recently, stuff like that. What we do know is that obviously Kathleen Zellner filed her motion in June of last year. But wasn't actually received by the Court of Appeals until November, which is when they officially start looking at it. And to be honest, most of us thought it was going to be pretty quiet for quite a while. Not so. Although to begin with, as I say, pretty quiet. It was no surprise when, it was November that they decided to there was no need for anything further other than the Court of Appeals receive the various documents and go away and consider. Now then, assuming it was going to be quiet, and it was fairly quiet for a while, personally managed to finish reading 4 excellent books. Mark Gods's Blind Injustice, which you'll hear other people raving about as well. The Richard Leo book, Police Interrogation and American Justice, huge volume of work, took ages to get through that, and often having to reread to fully take in what was being said. And then another 2 excellent books recently, Convicting Avery and Anatomy of a False Confession, both by Michael Cicchini. Again, I would recommend all 4 of those books wholeheartedly. And then before Christmas, I'm going to say about 6 weeks before Christmas, I got a message from a supporter, another Paul Ward, to say Pete Darcy would like to come and join you on your channel. So I got in touch, said, yeah, hey Pete, let's set this up. So I've had the huge pleasure for the last 3 months or more of having a live chat with Pete, and we've had various people join us at various times, and it's great fun. Sometimes it's a bit sort of bloke related, and obviously we talk about Brendan a lot. Pete would be quite happy, and has told me this, he would be quite happy to go live every single day to tell everybody how innocent Brendan is, and we all agree with him about that, of course. As I said, I've thoroughly enjoyed the live chats with Pete. And of course, 6 months after we lost our huge friend, the dude, Richard McAdam, we saw in February the launch of his advocacy foundation, which was set up mainly by Mark Hoddinott over there in Australia, and the dude's auntie in Southern California. And so the Advocacy Foundation is up and running, which is great. And talking about Mark, he's recently started a sort of regular slot on his own channel, which is great to see. Called Room 101, where he invites people who maybe don't have the huge knowledge of the case as some people to. He gets a panel of people who will answer questions from the audience about what the significance of certain things is, what's happening, stuff like that. So as he points out, no question is regarded as not answerable, and and also that no question is considered simple enough that it can't be asked, because there are some supporters who are literally just started looking at this case. And I would hope that we will get an influx of new followers, particularly here in Scotland, because just over a week ago there was the what only can be described as the eruption of interest in the Jody Jones-Luke Mitchell case. Luke Mitchell was actually jailed in 2005 when same as when Steve was arrested, and he's been locked up ever since. That's, as I say, the situation with regards to over here in Scotland. We had this documentary came out, I say just over a week ago, a 2-part documentary called Murder in a Small Town. You will be able to find it on the YouTube channels, and it's created huge interest here in Scotland, not least, I suppose, because of the way back then in 2003 when the murder happened and all the way up to the trial. The media seemed to play a very significant role in Luke's conviction for his girlfriend's murder. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Also, very recently, we had several emails disclosed thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, and these are all over the internet now. Talking about, the media, Emily Matasic seems to have got herself into a bit of hot water as far as we're concerned, because she was blatantly inviting Uyghur and Fallon to come to a drunken party at her house in order to have a watch party to watch Making a Murderer. And her derogatory references towards the filmmakers struck me. And she claims that she can't really answer any questions about the case because it was such a long time ago. In a message to me, she said that. So I've replied back and say, when are you going to come on and discuss the covering Making a Murderer as a journalist? Nothing yet, obviously, from Emily. We also had disclosed an email from Norm Garn to Tom Fallon and Mark Williams, in which they discuss specifically Kathleen Zellner's reenactment video of what actually happened to Teresa. And it's interesting because Garn is arranging to meet up at the quarry and to look at various locations, and refers to the burial site. And then lists a whole lot of events, a whole list of events attributable to Bobby. The email is very interesting. You'll find this all on Reddit. The emails are all there, and Twitter. If you check out Jerry Buting's Twitter, he's included quite a few of those. But another one of these emails is Andy Colburn, and at the end of the email, he refers to the rifle above Steve's bed being removed, fired into the garage floor, and then put back on the gun rack above the bed. And he refers to these as being all in the trial transcripts. It's all there. This is what the defence accused the police of doing. Now, and none of that ever happened. It seems to me that Andy Colburn is getting things confused. And is he talking from direct memory of what actually happened? Because that certainly wasn't what the defence was saying in the trial transcripts. Talking about Andy Colburn, his hearing to do with his claim against Netflix is on Tuesday, and we've got Millbilly to thank for keeping us on top of things. Unfortunately, with this being a hearing with people on video rather than just a phone conference, it's only the Wisconsin courts that can video that event and put it out, for the public to see. But Millbilly, as a member of the public, can join in and watch, but unfortunately he can't record and stream the event. Otherwise, he could literally be facing jail time. So we certainly don't want that. We want Millbilly to be safe and continue doing his good work. So it'll be interesting to see what transpires in that case. Just a brief reminder that in the previous hearing, it was revealed that neither side had discussed anything to one another about levels of compensation that might be offered or asked for, which I think is significant, because I don't think Moira and Loira, I would be happy to even give them the price of a coffee. As I say, we are waiting, getting back to Steve's case, we are waiting for the Court of Appeals to look at this case. And it would appear that, and I had a chat with Tracy, basically a lawyer, and she says this with no glee, but it appears as if they're taking, as I say, around about 12 to 14 months to look at cases. So because Steve filed in June but wasn't received officially till November, then it could be, nearer Christmas before we get a decision from the Court of Appeals. I hope that's kind of covered everything. There's actually, from thinking that it was going to be very quiet, nothing could be further from the truth. There's always things going on in the questioning world of wrongful convictions. So we look forward to seeing what happens on Tuesday in this video conference. Hopefully nobody puts the cat filter on by mistake. I don't think Len's got anything to do with that particular hearing, though. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, and that more or less is out there. But as usual, I'll have forgotten something, so please pop it in the comments below. I do read virtually everything that's sent to me, because I get notifications. Not everything shows up. I get a notification to say somebody's comment, and I go to the video and there's nothing there. We suspect it's a YouTube thing. They're actually just trying to protect everybody from spam comments. So anyway, we'll catch you all again soon. This evening, Foul Play are doing an open mic chat about the Luke Mitchell-Jodie Jones case, and there will be plenty of other things of interest coming up. You can be sure of that. Just click on the old YouTube and go around and have a look around. And as I say, go to Reddit and you'll find, I think you'll find most of those emails. Twitter is a great source for getting. Certainly, Jerry Buting is a very keen and very fine Twitterer, if that's the right word. Tweeter, that's it, yeah. Okay, we'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.